Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Very distinguished ladies and gentlemen, Muhammad Hanif Hendricks, Deputy Minister of Social Welfare, Mr. Suhail Wadi, Ashraful Aid, CEO, panelists, the people who have their hearts on the right side, and delegates from abroad. It has been a great pleasure, privilege, and I must not forget my very dear friend, Mr. Mushtaq Chapra from Pakistan, who in fact was the most instrumental in bringing me over here. He is my friend and mentor, and in Pakistan we call the spiritual leader as Murshid. He is like a Murshid to me, a great humanitarian. So ladies and gentlemen, it's a great, as I mentioned, privilege to be in this wonderful country, the country which symbolizes hope. I don't find anybody in this world who doesn't know Nelson Mandela, and along with Nelson Mandela, the entire South African nation's great struggle against apartheid, discrimination, poverty, violence, and all their effort will be written in golden words in the annals of history to bring peace. So what a nation, what a country, and what a history. So let me acknowledge that it has been a great, great pleasure, and in fact, a spiritual satisfaction to come to a place which told the whole world that why should we struggle against apartheid? And how can we dedicate 30 years in a cell to bring peace in this world? Thank you very much. So I will be speaking about a program which you all envision: poverty alleviation and building a society where everybody, without discrimination of caste, color, creed, or religion, has the opportunity to lead a reasonable, decent, and graceful life. So, Akhuwat is an Arabic word which means brotherhood. Somebody said that why brotherhood only? So I translated that it is brotherhood and it is sisterhood as well. So Akhuwat is brotherhood and sisterhood, and we are ensuring financial inclusion through interest-free microfinance. Ladies and gentlemen, we are all creating an inclusive world. Social inclusion, political inclusion, financial inclusion. So amongst all these inclusive approaches, financial inclusion is extremely important, because without financial services, we can't take people out of the quagmire of poverty. What is microfinance? Maybe few of you are not fully familiar. It is the provision of financial services like credit, savings, insurance, and leasing to poor without physical collateral. You know, if a rich man wants to have money, he goes to the bank and gives the collateral, gives some guarantee, and gets the money. But the poor people don't have collateral. They don't have jewelry. They don't have gold. They don't have house. They don't have land. So what will become the guarantee or collateral? So this is a unique system which implies that physical collateral is one thing, but social collateral is also one thing. One's status in the society, that can also be utilized as collateral. So we provide to the 80% of people who don't have physical collateral, so they are financially excluded, this microfinance services. Why microfinance? As Honorable Minister has mentioned, and many other speakers you will listen today, it is an essential condition for poverty alleviation, for improving quality of life. I mean, having education, having clean drinking water, having sewerage facilities, having a roof on our top, good food, medicine, treatment, as mentioned by Honorable Minister, the HIV, and many such ailments. So it is necessary for social development, which means giving education and all those basic rights, women empowerment, of course, and then self-employment. Instead of getting in search of a job, the world needs entrepreneurs, the people who are givers of the jobs. And then they say that credit is a basic human right. If a rich man can go to the bank anytime and get as much as money he likes and may deposit as much as money he has, why we are depriving the millions and millions of the poor people from this? Whatever is in this universe belongs to Allah. Lillahi ma fis samawat, lahu ma fis samawat. Then why these resources are not shared with the underprivileged? So this is the basic human right. Challenge of the World. Microcredit Summit was held in Canada in 2007, around almost 20 years. Participants representing more than 100 countries attended. They showed commitment to extend microfinance services to 1 billion bottom poor by 2015. But nothing has been achieved. What a shame. Don't we realize that these are the commitments made to the world, to the humanity, to the conscience? Still, these 1 billion people are struggling to come out of poverty. Critical issues. Yes, microfinance is not the panacea. Microfinance or financial services are important to come out of poverty, but obviously there are many other things. Health, education, sanitation, 17 sustainable development goals, gender, climate, all those things. But microfinance is important because it provides financial inclusion, but there are some issues in microfinance. The conventional microfinance charges interest at the rate of 25 to 60%. So how can a poor person sustain that great amount of cost? If we talk in terms of religion, interest is forbidden. It is waging war against Allah Almighty and His Prophet, peace be upon him. Even if we are not motivated by faith, on humanitarian principles, if a rich man wants to buy a Mercedes car, he gets loan at a rate of 10%. And if a poor person has to start a small business of cart and selling vegetables and earn livelihood for his family, at the end of the day, he is getting microfinance at the rate of 30, 40, 50, 60, 70%. So what kind of financial paradigm or a financial system we have created which enriches the rich and makes poor the poorest? So there is a group lending. Some details I won't go. Loans only to women. Why not to men? Of course, women should be brought into the economic domain. But why not to men? Products which are given through microfinance usually are not suited to the needs of the poor people. People need to invest in agriculture, to invest in livestock, to invest in environment, to build their homes, to start their businesses. So mostly microfinance businesses don't give these people the decision which way and how this money should be utilized. Focus on organizational sustainability only. Look, that's very important. The conventional microfinance people say that if you have a sustainable organization, then you will be able to sustain your business for long times. So first of all, they want to create an organization which is sustainable, and by sustainability they mean transferring entire cost of capital and cost of delivery and cost of default and cost of inflation to the borrower's shoulders. So that way they see a sustainable organization. But our difference is that we believe that if your client or the customer is sustainable, he will make you sustainable. So this sustainability should start from the poor people's sustainability. Microfinance was started by NGOs, but some might say fortunately and some might say unfortunately it has been taken over by the banks. And bank, ladies and gentlemen, you know, by definition, bank is a profit maximizing institution. And NGO, as our worthy minister says, NPOs, non-government organizations, non-profit organizations, they are profit maximizing. They are here to serve. They are here to make life worth living. But 90% of the whole microfinance is now taken over by the banks. And banks, yes, they are right. They are in the business to earn money so that the shareholders get the money. So poverty is a byproduct, not the primary or the sole objective. So these are, let me summarize that financial inclusion is extremely important. Then microfinance is one of the ways to ensure financial inclusion. It means credit, insurance, and many other services. There are these critical issues which inspired us to find a new system. Sorry. So the new system's name, we put Ukhuwat. As I mentioned, brotherhood, sisterhood, solidarity with the poor, love, compassion, sacrifice. We started in Pakistan in 2001. We are two organizations. Initially it was one organization, but later we divided into two. One is Ukhuwat, which deals in social development. That means education, health, sanitation, and other things. And one is Ukhuwat Islamic Microfinance. The board is the same. And Ukhuwat Islamic Microfinance is registered with Securities Exchange Commission of Pakistan because it needs very disciplined regulations. So this provides microfinance services, and the earlier one provides free education, because we also believe that if loan can be given without interest, education should be given without fee. If a mother has jewelry or gold, she can sell that gold to send her daughter or son to the university. But if she doesn't have, and the daughter and son are brilliant, who will fund their education? So we said that we will not charge any fee. We will empower the student that after 10 years or 20 years, if she or he reaches a pinnacle, at that point of time she can pay back. So this is also a kind of a Qarz-e Hasan. The conventional big schools say that first pay money, first pay fee and go to school. But we do it other way around. We say no. First go to classroom, pay later whenever you are. So this is a brief history. And the philosophy is Mawakhat. Mawakhat, you mean, I'm sure you have known this history of Islamic, our religion, when Holy Prophet, peace be upon him, migrated from Mecca to Medina. So the people who came with him were very honorable people. They were not beggars. So what did the Holy Prophet, peace be upon him, did? He asked the Medanites, Ansars, and the people coming from Mecca as Mahajars. So he said, one Ansar will take care of one Mahajar. So that was the Muwakhat. And as a result of that relationship, the entire society became prosperous. So this is the philosophy. And the operational methodology, as I mentioned, is microfinance and fee education. But where do we want to go? What is our vision? A poverty-free society built on principles of compassion and equity. This is not my vision. This is the vision of every conscientious person living in this planet. So it resonates with you. And mission is empowering socially and economically marginalized families. Mawakhat, as I mentioned, is a bond of solidarity between haves and have-nots. I was just asking last night, what is the population of South Africa? They said it is around 50 million. So if I'm not going into the detailed economy of this country, but if I say that 50% are haves and 50% are have-nots. Have means they have money, they have resources, they have hope, they have homes, they have education. And have-not means they are poor, underprivileged. So if this haves, this 50% embraces this 50% and say that, I'm your friend. Whatever has been bestowed on me by the blessings of Allah also belong to you. So I will support you. This is sacrifice. There is no doles or charity. So we can build a better South Africa. That was the reason we built in Pakistan, that 50% of Pakistan comprises of haves and 50% have-nots. So even without the services of state, we can build a better society if the entire people living in a country chose the path and destination of Mawakhat. We are a legal entity. These are all details can be shared with you. Principles, process, features, and procedures. I know there is a shortage of time, so I will be very brief. It's a non-political. We give loans without any political discrimination, religious discrimination. Rabb is Rabbul Alameen. He is not Rabbul Muslimin. My Prophet, peace be upon him, is Rahmatul lil Alameen, not Rahmatul lil Muslimin only. So our message is derived from the Islamic spirit of Muwakhat, but it is for everybody. Absolutely no discrimination of caste, color, creed, no sectarianism, focus on poorest of the poor, no gender discrimination. And the most important thing is we use religious places, we use temples, we use churches, we use mosques for community involvement. These are the best institutions where you can dialogue with the community. You can talk with the community. What is good governance? Ladies and gentlemen, the entire world is trying to unfold this mantra of good governance. Good governance is rule of law, transparency, participation, and accountability. If these four principles are there, there will be good governance, there will be good society, there will be good country. So religious places provide complete good governance, openness, participation, transparency, and self-accountability, that where am I standing? On God's place, God's home. So our all, discussions, dialogues, community meetings are held either in mosque or in temples, churches. It with not only the good governance elements, it reduces the cost. Many good examples. We start on time, we end on time. Holy Prophet, peace be upon him, made masjid, as the mosque, as a center of governance. It was a court, it was an office, it was a school, it was a university, it was a foreign office. All the delegates used to come and sit there. So we distanced ourselves from this most important institution and we lost good governance. Volunteerism, majority of the people working with us are volunteer, but of course there are people who get compensation. So it is the combination of volunteerism and necessary combination. And reliance on civil society. We don't get funds from World Bank, IMF, institutions who have become, unfortunately, please allow to say me that they have become the symbols of exploitation. So we go to the people, we go to the rich, we go to the haves, we go to the God-fearing people. We go to the people like you who have their hearts on right side so that you can understand what God has desired of you. What is the process? You know, Akhawat, we have created a Qarz-e-Hasan fund. This is a very big fund. This Qarz-e-Hasan fund is a revolving fund. We give loans from this to the poor, they return, and it is revolving. So how this revolving fund has been created? Public sector, private sector, civil society, individual donors, banks, CSR. So the entire stakeholders within the country who have enough money to meet their needs, who are not willing to spend just on their personal wishes and desires, who believe that whatever is in this world belongs to God and whichever belongs to God belongs to 8 million people. So this is how we inspire these people, these stakeholders, to give money. For example, if they give us $100 in total, 10% of that, that means $10, we will reduce and put in a fund, which is the operational fund. Because we give money to the poor people interest-free, don't charge the cost of capital, don't charge the cost of operations. So the money comes, put in a pool, 10% goes to the operational cost, and remaining 20% goes as Qarz-e-Hasan to start a business. There are 150 businesses which could be started with, say, $200 to $1,000. And you know better than me. What are those businesses? So the money goes to the revolving fund. There is a team of 4,000 people. There are 800 offices in Pakistan. From the heights of Karakoram, Hindu Kush, Himalayas, the mountains you might have listened, to the shores of Arabian Sea, to the Karachi. Pakistan is a big country, geographically speaking. Population is 250. So this revolving fund is given to the poor people who are economically active, who are semi-skilled or skilled, who know how to do a business, who are cash-starved, who want to do business, who don't want to, put their hands to get charity. They are not beggars. They need only some capital to start the business. So this money is given to them, as you mentioned, as you've seen that arrow. And then these people use that money for starting business. They earn money and then they give back the monthly installments. Would you imagine how cruel we are? We say that the poor people are not trustworthy. They will run away with this money. They will deceive you. They tell a lie. How bad. This program in Pakistan is like any other country, good people, bad people. But the poor everywhere in this world, this is a sweeping statement I am giving. They are credit-worthy, they are trustworthy, they are bank-worthy. We have dispersed around $1 billion And the recovery percentage since from day one is 99.9. So who says? I have evidence of 24 years. I have served 6 million loans in every nook and corner of my country. Pakistan is not different from South Africa. The people are the same. They have same desires. They have same needs. They have same compassion. They have same vision. So that is how this process is. I will inspire all of you to create a revolving fund of your own. You need not to constitute an organization. If my brother decides that he and his family and his friend have $1,000, so he might create a $1,000 revolving fund and give that money to his poor relatives, to the friends who have left behind, to the poor people. This is his akhuwat. This is his interest-free microfinance. This is his submission to the will of Allah, that refrain from riba. That is his obedience to the glorious tradition of Holy Prophet, that embrace one person, at least one person in your life. So akhuwat is an institution. But I stand here not only to propagate akhuwat, but to raise the flag of Mawakhat in Medina. Because akhuwat might belong to Pakistan, you might think, though we are offering any kind of assistance, if you start akhuwat here, we will be giving you all the support. But Mawakhat belongs to you as well. Maybe you love Holy Prophet, peace be upon him, more than myself. So by following the glorious tradition of Mawakhat, you are following the forgotten message of the greatest human being on earth. So akhuwat is an institution, akhuwat is a philosophy derived from the glorious principles as given to the entire humanity, not only to Muslims. So this is the process. Salient features: we give loans without interest, which are called Qarz Hasan, benevolent loan. We use religious places for financial and social intermediation. There is a spirit of volunteerism. Some people are volunteers, some people get proper salaries. Borrowers should, most important, another feature. When we give loan to somebody, we tell him that, look, your brother or a sister has given this loan to you without interest. Now, if you come out of poverty because of this money, then this is your responsibility to repeat it, to reciprocate it, to give the same kind of a loan to somebody else. So instead of a vicious cycle, we are creating a virtuous cycle. So this is just not a microfinance institution. This is an attempt to build the society where everybody is giving, where everybody is compassionate enough, where everybody believes in Mawakhat. And just think for a moment, if in a society everybody is willing to give, how can that society be cruel? How can that society tolerate injustice? So this is, we are giving a message of our borrowers should become donors, no discrimination, inclusive approach, and reciprocity. This I have briefly mentioned. More than 6 million loans have been given, and these are the just figures. Just focus on 99.96 recovery, 56% male beneficiaries, 44% female beneficiaries, and around 4,000 staff. I will share this whole presentation with you. So I'm coming to the conclusion. We believe poverty alleviation is a joint responsibility. This is the responsibility of worthy Minister for Social Welfare. It is the responsibility of a business owner, of a banker, of a rich man, of a professional, of a professor, of a doctor, whatever he has to share it, because all which has been bestowed on him is not because of his effort. It is only and only and only because of the blessings of Allah Almighty. So distribution of wealth is a prerequisite. We can't achieve justice. There will be no peace if there is no equality. Charity is not the answer. How long you will be, feeding people by giving them fish? Tell them how to fish. So we derive charity, we get charity from the people, but into itself we are not a charitable organization, we are a developmental organization. We develop the society through an innovative and creative approach of microfinance. Don't make people beggars. Make them self-reliant. Mawakhat, solidarity. I have talked a lot about this. That without solidarity, without mawakhat, without holy prophets, this great message of sharing our resources, we cannot. On one side is capitalism, where one person has $100 billion in his pocket. And on the other side, 2 billion people on this planet remain hungry. 90% of this wealth of this universe, of this planet, is in the hands of 10%. And 10% of wealth is in the hands of 90%. Is this the message of Quran? Is this the message of Holy Prophet, peace be upon him? Is this what Allah Almighty desires? Is this leave apart faith? Is this humanity? So credit is a basic human right. It is reward of humanitarian belief in solidarity. It is the revival of humanitarian belief in solidarity with the poor and goodwill of humanity. It is also what is urged by Christianity and all other religions, that anybody who believes in God or not, but he believes in justice. He believes not in cruelty. He believes not in bombing the innocent souls in Gaza. So this is a global word. So irrespective of any religious faith, we derive inspiration from Islam, but our message is for all humankind and without any kind of discrimination. So this is all what I wanted to say. I'm sorry that I took maybe more time, but that was essential to convey. These are different businesses which these women took money and started in Pakistan. Look at this man. He is handicapped, but still he didn't choose to become a beggar. He could have stood in the street and get money, but he's working hard. This old man, this young boy, this lady. This young man could have gone to drugs. But with this, he is earning. Look at his smile. This is the agriculture. Look at this lady. She took a loan of 60,000 for the pesticide. These are some readings I will be happy to share. You may go more in detail. You may see our website. There is a case study written by Harvard University. In Harvard University, there are two schools, Kennedy School of Business and then a Kennedy School of Public Administration and a business school. In both schools, they study a Howard's case study. They're bewildered. They don't believe that there is an organization which is giving loan without interest. The capitalist mindset doesn't believe that anything can be sustainable even without putting interest. They don't believe that in Pakistan people are so honest that they're giving 99% recovery. They don't believe that people are so generous that they have created a pool of money which is being used as a revolving fund. And same thing they will be saying about South Africa, about Malawi, about any African countries. They don't believe in the potential of you, of us. They have a colonial mindset. They have capitalistic mindset. They have market economy, way of thinking. So, thank you very much.